The first thing to understand about selling bricks in Schedule 1 is that you don't want to use a product that has a really high base price. So let's say I use this sexy Durkle that has 343 base price, and then I make a brick out of this. That brick is going to be worth $6,860, and there are not going to be a lot of customers that have that kind of money. So if I go up to a customer and try to sell them this brick, they're going to have a 0% chance of success. And that's just because they don't have enough money for this type of brick. There is actually a way that you can figure out how much money they have. There is actually a way I can figure out how much money each customer has. So if I put a lot of product in, and then I adjust the price until it doesn't say 0% chance of success, I can tell how much money they have. So I can see Jesse Waters has $1,608, because as soon as I adjust $1 over that, it goes down to 0% chance of success from 85% chance. This means that Jesse Waters can take bricks that are roughly $1,600 in value, and this price is going to vary customer to customer. Some customers just have more money than others. Generally, as you progress in the game, all customers will have more money, but customers from suburbia and uptown will also have extra money on top of that usually. Something does seem to break if your product exceeds a certain value though, so keep that in mind. You won't be able to do this test with extremely valuable items like this. And how we're going to use this information is, now that we know Jesse Waters has $1,607, that means that she can take products that are below that amount. And just to prove it isn't about quantity, I am using a brick of crystal. I'll have a success chance with this as long as it's lower than the amount of money they have. So it is possible to sell bricks, even fairly valuable bricks. But what you need to do in order to know which customers can take bricks is you need to know which customers have more money than others by doing that test. So you can use that method to sell bricks through offers. And you can also use that information you learned about what customers have a lot of money to know who you can counteroffer on the phone, try to sell a full brick to. The amount they had on them in person isn't the exact amount they'll always have. Just use that as a guideline to understand how much each customer has and know how expensive of bricks those customers can take. Also, you can take note of how much the customer generally requests for deals. Customers who try to buy more generally have more money, even on subsequent deals, if they ask for less. And one more note, you can also give bricks to your dealers. And your dealers will break down these bricks and piece them out to sell them in smaller quantities. Because of this, if you give dealers bricks, if you come back to them before they've sold everything, it will be broken down into jars and baggies. So if you make a really expensive brick you can't sell, just give it to your dealer, or just use the brick making process to save space and hold huge quantities of products before giving them to dealers. Finally, since we understand the system works this way, it's smartest to make bricks out of low-value products, like unmixed strains of weed, because way more customers are going to be capable of buying those since they're going to have the available money for it. So hopefully that gave you a good understanding of why your bricks might not be selling and helps you sell bricks in the future. That's it.